welcome back. This is Nick Morgan. I'm delighted to have with you on the show today with us Shashank Nigam, who is a dear friend of Public Words, and he is the man I go to for all questions relating to travel, because he's the head of a consulting business, SimpliFlying, that began in the airline industry, and now I understand is pivoting, as we say, to some other things. So he can tell us more about that if he wants or not. But anyway, Shashank, welcome to the show, and just please check in with us for a few seconds and tell us how you are doing.
Thank you, Nick, for having me on. I think this is the first time we are not meeting face to face in Boston or somewhere else.
Yes.
But it's been interesting times, isn't it? Personally, I'm just coming off a sabbatical for a whole year, and that even before COVID was leading to a full reorientation of priorities in life. I have two very young kids, and I started thinking, hey, do I really need to fly as much as I do? Do I really need to travel as often as I do? And here's breaking news. I've not told this to anyone, but we're actually leaving Toronto, the big city in Canada, and moving to Whistler, BC, the little mountain village on the West Coast.
Oh, fantastic. BC is beautiful. I've been there a couple of times and always thought it looked kind of like Wales, and always thought I wanted to spend more time there. So that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Now you have a place to come stay at.
Fantastic. Oh, well, that's great to hear. I hope that move goes well. And it's an exciting time to move too. So
Exactly. Yeah. We're excited about our upcoming move in the summer.
Fantastic. All right. So let's get to it. Shashank, just one question for you. A year from now, with your particular lens on the travel industry, but as I say, you can take this in any direction you want, but a year from now, what do you think the world will look like? And I'm kind of hoping you give me a hint about travel, because I have to say, I'm missing the travel these days.
We all miss it, isn't it? I've got the planes here and I've got the planes here. That's all I can, that's as close as I can get to a plane these days. Travel will be different. This is like yet another 9/11 moment for the industry. Just like how travelers would not board a flight without being assured after 9/11 that there are no weapons on board. Today, they will not board a flight without being assured that there are no viruses on board. And airlines, airports, governments need to really work hard consistently together to assure travelers that it's safe, it's clean, it's healthy. In fact, healthier than traveling in the bus or in the car or driving across the country, for example. And that's what's going to change about travel. Travel from 1 year from now will be cleaner and touchless, hence more convenient. So I'll dive a little into both of those things. Cleaner because you will find everything at an airport, from a disinfection tunnel that you go through and get sprayed by mist that keeps everyone inside the air clean. They're doing it in Hong Kong right now, to having individual boarding notifications come into your phone because no one wants to line up. Whoever loved lining up at the boarding gate, right? But now, to reduce that, airports and airlines need to get creative. You might even have an in-flight janitor welcome you inside the plane rather than just the flight attendant, because her sole job is to keep the plane clean, especially the lavatories and the high-touch things. So there are lots of innovations coming on. We are working with tons of airlines and airports right now on this, and the future is coming sooner than you think. The other thing that's going to happen is nobody wants to touch anything but their mobile phone while traveling. So travel will be forced to become touchless. We are seeing this digital tsunami hit so many industries. In case of travel, it's going to be about all touchless technologies everywhere. You can print a boarding pass, print a bag tag, check in, scan your passport without actually touching anything end to end. The only thing you need to touch is pick your own bag up from the belt. Everything else will be touched. Like if you're running a temperature, the kiosk will automatically detect it when you're checking in, and a doctor pops up on a video screen, and you can do a consultation. And if the doctor says you're fine, your boarding pass comes out. If he says you're not, then too bad, fly when you're better, right? And these are not futuristic technologies. These are being piloted right now. And we are running what's called the SimpliFlying Launchpad, which is an accelerator that's curating technologies from outside of aviation and bring them in to kickstart travel, because now is not a time for a business plan or a back of the napkin plan. Now is the time for looking at something that's working elsewhere and bringing it to travel, because we want to make travel healthier, cleaner, and more convenient 1 year from now.
That's amazing. I really appreciate that perspective. You're absolutely right. I hadn't thought about it quite that clearly, but you always bring clarity to the travel experience, Shashank. So for that, I'm really grateful. But that idea that, of course, travelers are going to have to feel safe before they're going to get back on airplanes, just like after 9/11. Absolutely. And how do you make people feel safe? Hard enough to make them feel safe from hidden guns or bombs, but how do you make people safe from invisible germs? So yeah, we're going to need some tunnels to walk through and things not to. I buy it all. I believe it all. Yeah. So thank you so much for that, Shashank Nigam. A great little view of the future. I really appreciate it, and I wish you every success as the world gets back to traveling again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope you're one of the first I see when we start traveling and getting to the air once again.
I will look forward to it.
Thanks for having me on, Nick.